Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by asking you this simple question. If today the entire ODM was actually to join William Samoei Arap Ruto and support him, let come 2027 presidential election fully the way they have said, could the united opposition have actually a chance to win against William Samoei Arap Ruto with the way things are going now? That is the question I want us to try and ponder about. There are people who may not even understand and who may say that ODM is not going to assist William Samoei Arap Ruto late come 2027 because it will bolt out. That is another discussion for another day. But let us assume that ODM, being in broad-based government, it is going to render fully support to William Samoei Arap Ruto. Then, can the united opposition have a chance to unseat President William Samoei Arap Ruto? That is the question I want us to dissect deeper and try to come up with answers. But before we do that, I would like you to listen to this video because it will actually give us a perspective of what I am going to dissect to you. Please listen to this.
Mimi ni ndugu ya ameenda Raila Amolo Odinga ambaye alikuwa kiongozi yenu kwa muda mrefu na mlifanya naye kazi pamoja, lakini kwa nini ya Mungu ameenda. Lakini vile ameenda ametuacha ndani ya serikali ya broad based government. Tunaendelea na hiyo na tutaendelea kufanya kazi pamoja na rais mpaka mwisho Mnajua mwisho ya term in 2027, lakini vile tunaenda mtaona tu vile kila kitu itaingia. Tutaenda pamoja, tuko pamoja na tunaombea rais Mungu. Na mimi pia ningependa kuwarudishia wale watu wetu wa UDA na vijana wetu wa ODM ambayo wametufanya kazi na tumefiaka. Hao watu walikuwa wanasema hatuwezi, ati hakuna broad based. Hakuna broad based vipi? Na broad based imefiaka na imenyakua viti vyote ya ubunge ambayo tulikuwa tuna contest. Sasa kama haiko namna gani? Basi tuandae, basi huko mbele tutaona. Huko mbele tutaonana na Mungu pia atatubariki.
The way you see now politics, jana kulikuwa na uchaguzi katika nchi ya Kenya. Na viti yote zilishindwa na broad based government. Na mimi unajua, I know what it means to lose an election. Sisi ndio tulipitia hiyo safari, ni uchungu sana. It's very painful to lose an election. Lakini shida ambayo wenzetu wako naye pale ambaye tumewachia wengine nyuma, wanaongozwa na mtu ambaye tumevuta yeye kazi. Wewe unaweza andika mtu amevutwa kazi ya kuongoze? Kiongozi yao ni mtu ambaye sisi tumevuta yeye kazi. Hao huyu ndio wanafuata huyu. Sasa mtu amevutwa kazi atakupeleka wapi?
After listening to that, let us go back to the question. Can President William Samoei Arap Ruto fail to secure presidency late come 2027 with the full support of ODM as a political party? Or, in other words, can the united opposition be able to unseat President William Samoei Arap Ruto? For me, for that case, it will be very difficult for the united opposition to compete against William Samoei Arap Ruto with the full support of the ODM as a political party. Because with the full support of ODM, it means now that William Samoei Arap Ruto is going to get votes from Nyanza, and more in particular, Luo Nyanza, western part of the country, coast, Rift Valley, and northeastern. And if you calculate very well the total of that vote, then you might realize that it is going to be very, very difficult for the side of united opposition to win against William Samoei Arap Ruto. But there is a leeway for the side of the united opposition if they want to defeat William Samoei Arap Ruto. And I have that assumption that the person who can bring William Samoei Arap Ruto hands down is Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So if the entire united opposition will agree to support Fred Okengo Matiang'i, then there is a very high likelihood that Fred Okengo Matiang'i can get support even from those areas which have been the strongholds of ODM. Because as you all know, the only political leader in the side of opposition who can attract votes across the nation is Fred Okengo Matiang'i, because people can believe Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And that means Fred Okengo Matiang'i can get votes from the western part of the country. He can even get some votes from the Luo Nation. He can also get votes from Mombasa because of his performance. That means with the full support of the Mountain, the Kamba Nation, the Gusii Nation, then there is a very high likelihood that Fred Okengo Matiang'i could actually even venture into the so-called strongholds of ODM, and he can attract a rambasam of votes from that place. That is the only thing which can guarantee this side of opposition to win against William Samoei Arap Ruto. But as things are now currently, it is difficult. It is not easy. If ODM will give full support to William Samoei Ruto, William Samoei Ruto will win very early in the morning. And remember, William Samoei Ruto is a very shrewd politician, is a very smart politician, and that's why many people call him the doctor of politics, and others call him the professor of politics. And even that is why William Samoei Ruto was able to defeat the parliamentary seat in Mbeere North from the DP political party, which is an affiliate to the side of the united opposition. And also because of what has happened. Now, William Samoei Arap Ruto can actually even try to venture into the strongholds of the united opposition. He can be able to venture into Mount Kenya. He can even venture into the Gusii Nation, probably if Fred Okengo Matiang'i is not given or it's not accepted to be the presidential candidate within the broad-based government. And that is why I have always been advising the side of opposition that they should not make a mistake of giving anybody the presidential candidate other than Fred Okengo Matiang'i, because that is the only person who can make William Samoei Arap Ruto run for his money. And that is the only person who is quite rigid, and who William Samoei Ruto understands that you cannot steal from this person. This person cannot accept if you steal from him. ladies and gentlemen, what is your take about this whole issue? And lastly, in Kenya, whenever you find that the three big tribes, two are on the same bed, then you will find that those two tribes will always give presidency and deputy president of this nation. And that is the Kikuyu, the Karenjin, and the Luo. If Luos will stand against William Samoei Arap Ruto, then the game is over. If the Luo will stand probably with the broad-based government, then the game will also be over. What am I trying to explain? That the three big tribes in this nation, they try to control the presidential elections in this republic. If two will align themselves together, they will always produce a president. And that is why I'm saying that if ODM will throw fully its weight behind William Samoei Arap Ruto, the game is shot. Because William Samoei Arap Ruto will be able to win very early in the morning. I really don't know what you say about all this. Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to bump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to subscribe, hit the notification bell, give this video a like, and share the video to your friends. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.